Number 5. This is my own mother's experience of sleep paralysis. She had only experienced it once in her life, and she said it was the worst experience ever. At the time, the house we were living in was where all sorts of weird things were happening. I personally heard sounds of footsteps running along the corridor, and my sister said she heard someone crying when she was alone in the study room late at night. Anyways, back to my mom's story. It was in the middle of the night, right before dawn. She woke up in a state where she couldn't move, and she saw a big, black, shadowy figure hovering over her. She tried waking my dad up, who was right next to her, but she couldn't make a sound. She said the black figure was pinning her down, smothering her, so she tried saying some prayers. That's when my dad suddenly woke up, and the thing just suddenly disappeared, never to return again. Number 4. Here is the experience of a Redditor called Bump Start Broomstick of sleep paralysis. I'll read the story as it was originally written. I have a few different sleep paralysis demons and one sort of sleep paralysis guardian angel. The demon ones are the usual shadowy figures standing over me or by my bedroom door. The worst one was while I was lying on my side with my back to the door, and it felt like someone got into bed behind me under the covers and put their arm around my waist. Then it felt like they were cuddling into me and I could feel breath on my neck. It felt like they cuddled me for about half an hour. All this time, I'm trying not to show that I'm panicking because it feels like I'm getting cuddled by a skeleton with claws. It was only about the second, maybe third time I'd had sleep paralysis, so I nearly had a heart attack when this thing feels like it's moving in closer to kiss me behind the ear. Worst of all, it whispered, "Not yet. You're not ready yet. I'll come back when you are." To me, it sounded disappointed and excited. It felt like it was silently telling me it meant that it was coming back when I was about to die. Scared the shit out of me. Now, my sleep paralysis guardian angel was a weird experience. I'd been getting sleep paralysis on and off for about 18 months by this point, so I could usually tell straight away when it was happening. At first, I thought it was the usual demon things beside my bed, but when I looked properly, I realized I could clearly see a man kneeling next to my bed, smiling at me. It wasn't a creepy smile, more like a parent coming in to check on their kid. He looked like he was dressed in a 50s style suit and hat. He didn't say anything, although I got the sense he was letting me know everything was alright and he'd look after me. Number 3. A friend of mine comes from a family that believes in the supernatural because he said some of his relatives can actually see them. But anyways, his sleep paralysis experience goes like this. He was falling asleep when suddenly he felt like something was sitting on him. He saw a big, dark figure just sitting on him talking in a weird language. My friend, he was not the kind that's afraid of the supernatural, but instead, he's rather interested in them, so he actually tried to talk, with difficulty, to the figure. He said the black figure seemed to notice that he was trying to talk to it, so it whispered something back at him, which he couldn't understand, and it suddenly disappeared. Number 2. This next story is from another Redditor called Profane But Sane 2, talking about their mother's experience. It's a bit lighthearted than what is usually experienced from sleep paralysis. Here's what was written. My mom once told me that when she was younger, her room lit up and a couple of men dressed in white and gold were sitting at the foot of her bed, playing music. One had a guitar and the other some kind of wind instrument. My mom said she felt such joy and peace that she didn't want them to ever go. But when she finally managed to move her head, she heard one say to the other, "She's waking up. It's time for us to go." And then they vanished. Number 1. Now, finally, my sister's experience. It happened in the same house as mentioned in my mother's story. So, there was a time after my dad's death that all of us slept in the same room, a small room in the big scary house. Anyways, on one particular night, my sister slept on a mattress on the floor, right next to the bed. She kinda woke up in the middle of the night to a sensation of being pushed or pulled. She wasn't really sure, but it felt like she was slowly being dragged under the bed. She couldn't move nor speak, but under the bed, she saw a pair of eyes. Eyes staring at her from right under the bed. A pair of glowing eyes. Of course, before she got sucked under the bed, she must have passed out and slept until morning, because she never really did got dragged under the bed.